pretty this morning, but very slippery. We went from rain to freezing rain to snow. So any surfaces like the flagstone stay a lot warmer, so they don't get much snow on them unless it gets really cold, which, well, it's 21 degrees right now. This is all ice on top of here, so it's walk carefully morning. But any of the regular grass and stuff like that, we have about an inch of snow. Half an inch to an inch, depends on where you are. Oh, and I need my gate opener. This is my gate opener. It's a rock. It lives by the fence because when the ice does what it did last night, it will freeze the latch, and you will hurt your hand trying to get that latch open when it's frozen. So I learned from hard experience that it's much less painful to you can really see where the ground was warmer. Yeah, it's much less painful to use a rock to open the there we go. There's some snow. Not a lot. This will probably melt. Well, I don't know. I was going to say this will probably melt off today, but the ground, I can feel. You can hear the crunch. Crunch, 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 crunch. But you can see, looking at the greenhouse, this is why we took off the covers, both the shade cloth and the row cover. You can see it's already started to crack. The ice and snow off of the greenhouse, so that should come off pretty quickly this morning. Now that the sun, it's very beautifully sunny this morning, thank goodness. So because there's the solar panels, and we're gonna let that melt a bit because that's ice with snow on top. It dramatically reduces your solar input for a while, but having scraped off ice before, if I'm confident that it's going to come off, I'd rather let Mother Nature do its own thing, because the ice scraping is just no fun. That's the nicest way to put it. We have some very pretty scenery this morning. We have tumbleweeds. Look awesome when they have snow on them. I just love the way it sits on them. And I love the grass with the ice and snow on it. It's just so pretty. Just so pretty. I can see that the snow that we do have, looking at the surface here, was cornball snow. So it's not real small. There may have been a little bit of powder on top of it, but it's not the real super light fluffy stuff. It was kind of an intermediate. The temperature stayed warmer than they expected it to later. I'm going to straighten this out here. Okay. Go in the greenhouse. I need to turn off the heater. That door was all stuck. And the cabbages and things are going, yeah, whatever. They're happy. They don't care. It got down, according to the thermometer, which is actually underneath the bench over here. And the reason it's under the bench is because we're trying to keep the thermometer out of the sun, and that's a hard thing to do with things like a greenhouse. So you can see the cabbage and stuff could care less, to be honest. Sometimes when it's been really, really cold, everything will be a little wilty in the morning, but it didn't get that cold in here. Like I say, the thermometer said it was 31. I did run the heater last night, but just on the very lowest setting. Sometimes the carrots will be a little wilty in the morning too if it's been really cold, but you can see they're not wilty at all. The only thing that looks wilty is the husk cherry, which I would expect to be. And whatever that is in the back, I'm thinking that's Cosmos. Doesn't even look wilty, which is funny because they are frost sensitive, but it may just be the location that one is in. But everybody else is pretty happy. I got a little, wound up with a little damage on the pepper the other day, so I trimmed it back a little harder. I didn't really want it to sprout as early as it did, but it did. So, and as you can see, this is water. It's not ice, so, you know, the water's not freezing in here. You can see this guy is perfectly fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the top a little bit. Everybody looks fine in here. This one at the end here is Granadero, and it has gone completely insane. Some of the other ones are not doing as well because the quality of cuttings was not as good. But we're definitely getting greening on a bunch of the stuff. So I have great hopes that this might actually work. Even if we only get Granadero, I'm kind of good with that. It's better than nothing. So what I did is I just cracked the top of this here. It's cold outside. I think I'll probably open it about a quarter. I do want some air circulation in. I don't want it to build up like too hot in there. But the mat is currently at 67.5. So it is actually running to heat under here right now. And that's fine. That's just fine. I am totally happy with that. Oh, okay, that all got knocked down. That tells you how bad the wind was last night. There is supposed to be insulation. We had terrible wind here last night. There's supposed to be insulation like this here. I put one board down here, and that holds the bottom of the insulation board in place, and then this board gets wedged like this, and that holds the top closer in. And this rattled so hard last night that it fell down. That's not shocking. The wind was just howling last night. It was nasty. I don't really care for that in my old age. Pak choy has a little raggediness to it. That's okay. It didn't get watered well enough at one point. You can see it went through a phase. These guys, and also a little calcium deficiency. I just used one the other day, and it was wonderful. I have some carrots that are ready to harvest. This is kind of annoying. I did not get my next batch of carrots in fast enough. So I'm going to let these sit here for a while longer. Nothing should be growing very quickly right now because it's the lowest light level of the year. And I'm kind of counting on that. I've got, I think now a total of 4 buckets like this that are ready to be planted in here. And I really need to get carrots planted in the next day or so. I know they're not going to do much because it's cold, but I need to get them going because the goal this winter was to have carrots all year round and never run out. Well, Henry's been really enjoying the carrots, which is awesome. I mean, they're super nutritious and stuff, but I catch him snacking all the time on carrots, which is okay because that's what they're there for. But normally he doesn't do that, so I thought I had enough, and when I checked in the refrigerator the other day, he's devastated the carrot collection. So, I really needed to have started carrots a month ago, but I didn't think I needed to, and I actually didn't have another bucket. Lots and lots of cabbage. When it gets a little warmer today, I'll get in here and check the, see, and there's another thing that needs to be planted. I'll check the broccoli and see if we have any more broccoli that needs to be harvested. There may be a couple of side shoots in here that need to be harvested. I think I may have seen 1 or 2 back over in here too. Oh, yeah, I think I could see one from here. Yeah, there's a side shoot there. So I want to check my side shoots to make sure they don't get too overgrown. I need to take a look at these. We've been debating whether these broccoli, which was the first broccoli that came off, we actually had that for Thanksgiving. whether this is going to produce any more side shoots or whether we've gotten them all now. Obviously, despite the fact that it was 21 degrees this morning when we got up, everybody in here is happy. Even the garlic is just like, okay, I'm good with this. They're not nearly as cold as their brethren outside, and their brethren outside are doing okay. The beans, which we were holding to try and get some more seed off of, there's a little bit of seed in here. I need to get this cleaned up because it's just taking up space, and I was kind of disappointed at how slowly the beans formed at the end here. So I did not get as many as I wanted. You can see there's a bunch in process here, but I don't know, like, is that going to make a good dried bean? I don't know. I've never really done this. I guess we'll see. I'll keep these separate from the other ones because our goal had been to get a bunch of bean seed and compare it to the purchased bean seed and see how well it worked. You know, is it going to have great viability, or is it going to have meh viability, or whatever? Just as a curiosity point. So we had some sort of way to judge, you know, if in the future we decide we want to keep bean seed, how early in the season do we need to start letting them go to seed? Because we didn't really know that answer because we don't normally do this. So that's one of our little messy projects. So I am going to go back in the house and get something hot to drink and breakfast. Oh, the door sticks. We're looking sparkly now. I always like sparkly in the morning. I love the way the fence sparkles in the light. There's just a very thin coating of ice on everything here. So, which makes it very slippery. And I can hear somebody spinning their tires out on the road. So my guess is somebody slid off the road out there. There's always a couple of locals here who think it's okay to drive really fast. And sometimes that doesn't work out well for them. So we'll see. I suspect somebody slid off the road, like I say. But you can see from the time that I showed pictures of these before till now, we're starting to get black around the edges on here. They're starting to melt off a little bit. So, yeah, oh yeah. That'll actually come off pretty quickly now. Yeah, once the under color is on the fact that it's black makes a big difference. It melts faster, and I can see there's still some that's quite stuck. But yeah, it'll start. It'll probably be cleared off pretty well within half an hour. So that's not too bad. If I was super concerned, I would get out here with a scraper, but this looks like it's going to do its own thing, which I am happy for. Okay. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I can hear the birdies. We still have our summer birdies here. Our canyon towhees have not left. And they are a flycatcher. So usually they leave because our bugs are gone. But our bugs have not been gone. I even had a fly in the house this week, which I thought was ridiculous. And yeah. But hear that. That's our canyon towhees. They yell at you. They're very talkative. They're funny. And I can see the wind knocked a few things down last night. It got knocked down one of the solar lights. I'll have to take care of that later. Oh, you can see the mountains in the distance there. There's a layer of clouds between us and one of the valleys and them. Looks kind of cool though. I'm surprised they don't have more snow. They usually have a lot more snow than we did. So it must just be the weird patterns that the weather's coming in. Okay, see you guys later.